Good morning, my dear students. How are you? Dear students, in my previous class, we discussed about the important aspects of SN1 and SN2 reactions. Today, especially, we are going to discuss about the stereochemical aspects of SN1 and SN2 reactions. Now, what is the stereochemistry of SN1 and SN2 reaction? That already we have learned it, but we did not discuss details about it. Today we are going to discuss details about it. What is the stereochemical aspects of SN1 and SN2 reactions? A SN2 reaction proceeds with complete stereochemical inversions, while a SN1 reaction proceeds with racemization. Now, to understand these stereochemical aspects, we need to learn first all the important stereochemical terms and principles. Let's go ahead with it. Some basic stereochemical principle, terms and notations. First we learn what is the meaning of plane polarized light. Let's see the definition. A beam of light which has vibration only in one direction. Only in one direction in a plane perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light is called plane polarized light. To understand that, you see, this is plane polarized light. Is it visible? If you see just the direction of propagation of light, if you consider, is my red stick here, you see, then these vibrations in unidirectional vibration, wherever I am putting my digital pen, this, the vibration in only one direction, this is a plane, this is the direction of propagation of light, vibration in one plane and one direction, see, only one direction. These are plane polarized light. So to understand in better way the plane polarized light, you need to understand what is actually the unpolarized light. The unpolarized lights are ordinary light. So a beam of light which has vibration in all directions in a plane perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light is said to be unpolarized light. To understand it, you see how it is represented, the unpolarized light. This is a plane. Here, if you will consider, this is the streak, you see this. This is the direction of propagation of light. Then, all this vibration, this is, it can be directed like this, like this, like this. In all directions, vibration in all directions in a plane. This is a plane perpendicular to the, this is the direction of propagation of light, perpendicular to the direction of propagation of light. This is unpolarized light. What is the example of unpolarized light? Sunlight, light from the bulb, incandescent bulb, light from candle, sodium lamp. These are unpolarized light. This is an ordinary light. Let's go ahead. So what is polarizer? Polarizer is an optical device which converts ordinary light or unpolarized light to plane polarized light. So it is an optical device which is used to convert unpolarized light, that is ordinary light, to plane polarized light. It's called polarizer. There are different type of polarizer, like nickel prism, Polaroid. Here is nickel prism is what? Is an example or type of polarizer which is used for producing and analyzing plain polarized light. Nickel prism is made from a particular crystalline form of calcium carbonate known as calcite. Remember. So a plain polarized light can be obtained by passing ordinary light through nickel prism. This phenomenon of conversion of ordinary light, that is unpolarized light, to plain polarized light is called polarization of light. Let's go ahead, we'll understand in a better way. This is a schematic representation of polarization of light. You can understand this. See, as I said, light coming from the bulb is an incandescent bulb is coming, light is coming from there. This already I said, this is unpolarized light. Unpolarized light. This is the ordinary light. You see the vibrating in all directions. This is the direction of propagations. See, these directions, this direction, this direction, this direction, in all the directions, it is vibrating in a plane perpendicular to the propagation, direction of the propagation of light. Once again I am showing, you see, this is a plane. This is the direction of propagation of light, and it is vibrating in all directions. Now, what is this? This is polarizing filter. You can say this is a polarizing filter is what? Polarizer. Just now we have learned this is nothing but polarizer. It can be nickel prism. It can be Polaroid. So what is the function of it? Just we have learned. It restricts all other direction and it allows only one direction. See, it restricts all other directions and it allows only one direction. This is only the plain polarized light. Is it clear? Can I go ahead now? Yes. Now we'll learn some more other important terms. That is optically active substance and optical activity. What is the meaning of optically active substance? There are certain substances or certain compounds which rotate the plane of polarized light when plain polarized light is passed through their solution. Such substances or compounds which can rotate the plane polarized light are called optically active substance. And the property of the substance to rotate the plane of polarized light is called optical activity. Remember. What is angle of rotations? The angle through which the plane polarized light is rotated while passing through the solution of optically active substance is called angle of rotation and denoted by. Another term is there, that is polarimeter. What is polarimeter? This is an instrument which is used to measure the angle through which the plane of polarized light is rotated is called polarimeter. Now, let us understand all the terms once again in terms of this schematic representation of polarimeter. See, this is the ordinary light, that is unpolarized light. This is polarizing prism. As I said, this may be a nickel prism or any Polaroid. Nickel prism. Then when unpolarized light will pass through the nickel prism or any Polaroid, it will convert it to what? Plane polarized. This is plane polarized light. So in all the directions, but nickel prism will cut or restrict all the other directions. It will allow to pass only the beam of light vibrating in one direction in one plane. See, this is this. Now, when this plane of polarized light will pass through the sample tube, this is also called polarimeter tube. Sample tube means what? So whatever compound we are going to test, whether this is optically active or not, we will put inside. That will be inside the polarimeter tube. Now, if suppose the sample inside the polarimeter tube, sample tube is optically inactive, it is not optically active, it is optically inactive, then what will happen? All this plane polarized light will come as it is. It will come out as it is like this. If the sample is optically inactive, what will happen? It will come out like this. It will come out like this. Am I clear to you? Yes. Now, if it is, let me wrap this. If it is optically active, if the given sample is optically active, then it will rotate the plane polarized light either towards the right directions or towards the left directions. It will rotate the plane polarized light if it is optically active. Now see, this is the original directions of the plane polarized light. This angle, this is how much it is rotated. This angle, this is called angle of rotations, which can be analyzed by the analyzing prism. So polarizer and analyzer, what is the difference? This is the same prism. Suppose a nickel prism only will not move it, but this is the movable. This is movable, and polarizer convert ordinary light or unpolarized light to plane polarized light, but analyzer is used to check whether light has been polarized or not. If it is polarized, at what angle it is polarized, it is shown here. See, this is the original directions. This is the original directions of the plane polarized light. This is at what angle it is rotated. This is the angle of rotations. Is the angle of rotation. Is it clear? So dear students, depending on the behavior towards which direction the plane polarization will be rotated by optically active substance, it may be two types. One is dextrorotatory substance and another is levorotatory substance. They are called optical isomers. Now, what are dextrorotatory substance? The substance which rotate the plane polarized light towards right, that is clockwise direction, is called dextrorotatory or D form, and it is represented by plus sign. What are levorotatory substance? The substance which rotate the plane polarized light towards left, that is anti-clockwise direction, is called levorotatory or L form, and it is represented by minus sign. Once again, let us see. See, if the given sample in the polarimeter tube is optically active and if it is dextrorotatory in nature, then it will rotate the plane polarized light towards right direction. You see, towards right direction with respect to the original direction of the plane polarized light. And this is the angle of rotations. Towards right, this is the original direction. If the given sample is optically active and it is levorotatory in nature, then it will rotate the plane polarized light towards left with respect to the original directions. It will become, it is towards left. Let me show it. See here, it will be like that. This will be the angle of rotations. That is a levorotatory substance. Is it clear? Now, such type of optically active compounds are called optical isomers. What is this? Optical isomers. They are isomers are called optical isomers. Why they are called optical isomers? Optical means something related to the action of light. Means these isomers differ only in their behavior towards plane polarized light. One rotate the plane polarized light towards right and other towards left. Dear students, now what are the conditions of a substance to be optically active and what are the examples? And there are many more stereochemical terms and principles we'll learn in my next class, next video class. Please don't forget to see. This is a very important class. For today, we'll stop it here. Thank you. Bye-bye.